I'd like to start by thanking Senators Burke and Maloney, who opened up as the main spokespersons for the government on this issue, and I'd like to wholeheartedly thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. I've spoken to both of you outside the House. I know you researched the bill and thought it through before deciding to show your own support behind it. I also note that both of you in your opening remarks said that this bill should be allowed to move forward and amended if necessary at committee stage, that this legislation which is before us today should be progressed, and we should all work on it as members from different sides of the House to help it move forward. And I very much appreciate that, and I look forward to working with Senator Burke, with Senator Maloney, with other members of the House to do that. I'd also like to thank every other senator who contributed to this debate, all of you who spoke with interest and sincerity, especially those, and Senator Brennan is here, who shared his own story, and I do appreciate that that's difficult to do. I suppose in speaking out myself, I feel like I'm in a position to do something, and I feel like it would be wrong for me. I've been fortunate enough to find my mum. This bill won't make any difference to me, but it would be wrong for me to be in this position and not use it to actually achieve something positive, and that has been my motivation in speaking out. But I know that's difficult, and I appreciate, Terry, that you have chosen to do that today, and I think that's important. And I think it's important that we do bring our own personal experience and we use it to actually make a difference for other people. Senators have mentioned also emails that you've received from various people over the last few weeks, and I want to thank you for reading those and for engaging with people and listening to them. Senator Henry pointed out that reunion doesn't always work out well, and that's true, but there are also so many positive stories, and I've had many women who've contacted me who spent years petrified that somebody would find out, who didn't tell their families, didn't tell their kids. Then when their child actually made contact with them, their adopted adult son or daughter, they did tell the family, and the first thing the rest of the family said, "Are you kidding me? I can't believe you didn't tell me this. You're my mum. I love you. I can't believe this isn't 1953. This is 2014. Why would you carry that pain? Why wouldn't you let us carry it with you? Why wouldn't you reach out and talk?" And I think that has been the experience of the majority of women, and I think it's important that we notice that as well. And as I said, the bill provides that everybody is different. I acknowledge that, and things will work out differently for people, but it provides the right safeguards and supports to enable people to do that, and it's far better than the forced silence and non-dealing with it that we've had to date. Minister, I note in your response you said that legislation can provide for retrospective identifying information to be given to the adopted person, and that is indeed the case. You made a distinction between retrospective and prospective adoptions. And I welcome the fact that you seem to be speaking stronger in terms of adoptions going forward, and I welcome the fact if you're moving towards bringing an open adopted system, that's good. But the reality is, Minister, there's 50,000 people who were adopted in the past, and we have to do right by those people, and currently the number of people who are adopted in this country is tiny. So all of those adoptions should be open, but they're very, very small numbers. We have to. The real issue here, the thing that really needs to be grasped, is how we reach out to people who were subject of secretive and forced adoptions in the past, and help adopted people to find their own identities, and help mothers where they wish to find comfort from reuniting with their lost children. I have to say I'm extremely disappointed in your statement where you've indicating that you intend to proceed, instead of adopting this bill, you're saying that you will consider the bill as part of your work on the information and tracing bill, which was promised by the government nearly 4 years ago at this stage, which we haven't seen, and which at this stage, if it's not here, Minister, before us today, we're near the end. The government has a year, just over a year to run, a year and a bit to run. That legislation will take time to come through. As I said, like Philomena Lee's son died before she found him. Other people have had exactly the same experience. These women aren't getting any younger. Every day that we pass is a day that somebody else misses out on that opportunity. You have a bill before the House today. As Senator Crockwell said, it would be wrong, Minister. It's just so wrong to then just take the typical government opposition line of saying, thanks for all your work, thanks for drafting an excellent piece of legislation, thanks to Fergus Ryan for working on this, for reading through all the constitutional issues. We'll take it on board, but we're going off to do our own bill. There is no need to do that. We have cross-party support across the House. I know there are members in the government parties who feel strongly about this as well and want to progress it as much as I do. So certainly I'd be happy to have input, Minister, if you have amendments to suggest at committee stage, if the Health Committee wants to feed into that, any of the interest groups, anybody else. But certainly my intention would be that we will continue as a House to progress this legislation to take committee stage, and I hope that you will embrace that process and work with us. We need to put aside the typical old politics of government opposition, and all work together on this. As I said at the start, this is a particularly important area. It's something that should be far above party politics. We should all be putting our heads together and working on it. I welcome the fact that that was what the two government spokespersons said at the outset, and I look forward to working with you on doing that. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Senator Power. Thank you so much.